We have new games coming over to Xbox Game Pass. Cyberpunk 2077 announces their DLC expansion, and Tencent invests heavily in UBISOFT. All right, guys, before we get into this, I have 4 months to hit my goal of 10,000 subscribers. I see a lot of you are new to this channel. If you are, please consider hitting that subscribe button if you enjoy this video. All right, so we got the first half announcement of September as Xbox Game Pass games. And you can see here from the picture, these are the games that we are getting. Not the biggest announcement ever, actually, probably one of the, I would say, less exciting announcements in terms of just big game releases coming over to the service. We do not see any announcement here for Deathloop, which is something that people were wondering if this was going to be coming right when it comes out on September 14th in terms of the exclusivity being over with PlayStation. And we saw PlayStation announce Deathloop going into PlayStation Plus, so that's still up in the air as to whether Deathloop is going to be coming onto Game Pass this month or not. It could come in the next announcement, but there are games here that are releasing into Game Pass on September 15th. So you would have thought that if Deathloop is coming over to the service, they would have put it into this announcement. But hey, they may just do its own thing when that's over. But other than that, here are the games that people are going to be able to play in the first 2 weeks or so of September. And there's some good ones here. The two that I really want to mention, well, we can start here. So there's the Dreamlight Valley game from Disney. That is a day one Game Pass game. This is kind of like a sim style of game in the world of Disney and Pixar. You have Opus Magnum for PC. It's an ID Xbox game. Train Sim World 3. That's also a day one Xbox game, another ID Xbox game. And then you go down here, coming soon, September 13th, Ashes of Singularity, Escalation, the DC League of Super Pets, The Adventures of Crypto and Ace. And then we have here You Suck at Parking, which is coming September 14th, day one Game Pass game. And this one actually looks like a ton of fun. I was watching the videos on this and just looks like it's going to be a really fast-paced style of game where you literally can't stop your car. You got to go through the different courses and you can customize your vehicle. And when you do stop getting through all the obstacles and all that type of stuff, you get judged for your parking. There is a parking space there, but you got to get right onto it in order to get the best score. So it looks like it could be one of those games that turns into kind of a classic that everyone is just talking about and playing and showing videos of how fast and how well they can get through these courses. Then you have here Despots game, which is coming over to console and PC on day one on September 15th. And again, here, this is a look at it, some retro style of graphics. It's like a team building RPG roguelite style of game. Looks pretty cool, honestly. I think this is one that people who are into these style of tactical strategy games where you're building a team, going through and seeing how you can complete each section of the game will enjoy this one. And then finally, the next day one Game Pass game coming September 15th, which is one I'm actually very excited for. I played the demo of Metal Hellsinger, and it takes a while to kind of understand how it all works with like the rhythm and making sure that you're attacking your enemies as the song is playing and on beat. But once you get a hang of it, once you really start doing it properly, this game here really gets you into like this groove, this rhythm that has you completely locked into it, and it's a ton of fun. And it has like Doom style gameplay, as you can see here. So this is one I think a lot of people are going to jump into and enjoy when it hits Xbox Game Pass on September 15th. And like I said, there is a demo. If you want to go check out Metal Hellsinger to see what it's all about before actually downloading the entire game, you can go through, play, I think, like the first level or so, playing the first boss and everything. And if you like Doom, I'm sure you're going to like Metal Hellsinger. Now, there are games here that are leaving that they have in the announcement here. Two ones I just want to highlight is a Plague Tale Innocence, because we know the next Plague Tale game is coming over to Xbox Game Pass in October. If you want to jump through and play the first one before that comes out, you got to do before September 15th on Xbox Game Pass, or hey, you can also go ahead and just purchase it. And then The Artful Escape, one that came out last year, an indie game, just an absolutely wonderful game. It's more of a, I would say, experience, because you're kind of just going from through the level, playing your guitar, very easy puzzle. It doesn't have too many gameplay elements to it, but the music is really good. The graphics are very unique, and the storytelling and everything within it, definitely an experience worth checking out if you want to check it out before it leaves Game Pass. So those are the games, nothing too crazy, not the best announcement I would say for Game Pass that we have gotten. But there is one thing to keep an eye out, which I think is very exciting, and that is that they say here, make sure to add a reminder to check back here for our update September 15th at the Tokyo Game Show. For now, let's get to the game. So it looks like Xbox, we know they're at the Tokyo Game Show. It looks like they are going to have some more announcements for Game Pass games coming, assuming they are going to be Japanese games, Japanese style games, JRPGs, stuff like that. We know Persona has made its way over. Soul Hackers 2 is on Xbox. Atlas is starting to put more of their games on there. So I'm really excited to see what they do, because obviously Xbox is trying to increase their foothold in Japan, trying to get more at the top of the mind of consumers there. And if they have a great showing at Tokyo Game Show, showcasing Game Pass, what's already available in there, and then announcing some games that gamers in Japan will want to play, it'll be very exciting. And I think that it's good for there, it's good for here, it's good for everybody signed up to Xbox Game Pass. And that's one way to do it. Just put great games into Game Pass where you can play it on your mobile phone. We know they love mobile gaming over there. And hey, maybe they will announce some sort of deal or partnership with some more studios in Japan, because we know Phil Spencer wants to expand in Japan in terms of having studios that they directly work with or own, such as what they have with Tango Gameworks. So they can work with the developers right there and have games locally developed that will appeal to that part of the world, and then also appeal to other places who enjoy those styles of games. So CD Projekt Red announced a massive update for Cyberpunk 2077 patch 1.6, which is live on all platforms. It's the Edge Runners update. And alongside that, they announced that they are going to be releasing a brand new expansion to the game called Phantom Liberty. Now, Phantom Liberty is going to be coming in 2023. And the big thing out of the expansion announcement is that they are finally abandoning the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4, as this DLC is only for the Xbox Series X, S, PC, and PlayStation 5. They put out about a 1-minute trailer. We don't know too much about it. We know it's called Phantom Liberty, and it has to do with V joining the new United States of America, and Keanu Reeves is still going to be playing Johnny Silverhand in this expansion. So that's really all we know. So if you're looking forward to more Cyberpunk story content, this will be coming in 2023. As we know, Cyberpunk 2077, just a big debacle when it released. And I think the big thing here is that they are abandoning that Xbox One and PS4 version of the game, where they can really focus on making sure that when this game does come out, it isn't buggy and it runs well, and that it has the best possible version of the game. That's one of the biggest things right now within the industry, is games having to still develop for the Xbox One and the PS4. I think it's about time now, going into 2023, that developers pretty much start abandoning it and making sure that they are focusing on the Series X and the PlayStation 5 and the Series S, that when these games come out, they run well, they have the 60 frames per second, and they aren't very buggy. You take a look at some of the stuff going on. Halo Infinite, I mean, being the main one, where I think one of the main things that is holding that game back, making them have to cancel couch co-op, is the fact that they are still developing this game for the Xbox One and even the base Xbox One, and they can easily stop that and still give people access to games on the Xbox One via cloud gaming. So hopefully this is something that is going to slowly start to transition out as we go through 2023, as Cyberpunk is definitely not going to be making that same mistake as they did with the launch of the initial game. Now, besides the DLC, they did, like I said, launch, or have right now, it's live, patch 1.6 for Cyberpunk 2077. And there's a bunch of stuff here. They've really improved a lot of things. One of the biggest things, or two of the biggest things I would say that they announced here, they've added cross progression. So now you can have cross progression between platforms. It says added a cross progression feature between platforms. Your latest saves will be automatically uploaded to the cloud, so you can continue where you left off easily on other platforms. And then the other big thing here that they announced within this update, and they showed it off on Twitter, is this. They have finally launched the 60 frames per second mode, the performance mode, on the Xbox Series S, and they show off a gameplay trailer here with just much smoother frame rate. And this is awesome, especially with being able to jump between the Series S and the Series X to still keep that 60 FPS. Cyberpunk, I mean, I haven't played it yet. I want to play it, and I feel like this patch 1.6 may be that patch that entices me to finally jump in, because the game is cheap. You can pick it up for what, 20, 30 bucks now. And if this patch here really fixes a lot of the stuff that has plagued the game since launch, it may be the time. So pretty excited to see how this all goes down. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you've played Cyberpunk 2077 and if you're excited for this new patch. Finally, let's talk about this, Ubisoft. We know Ubisoft has been always looking to get more investment to potentially sell. Rumors have been going around about that happening. We have some more information here from Steven Totillo, and Steven Totillo is from Axios. He tweeted this out. News: Tencent is not buying Ubisoft, but it is investing heavily in the company, announcing a new 300 million euro investment, which is a 49.9% stake in the Guillemot brothers, the company run by Ubisoft's co-founders that has the largest stake in Ubisoft. No board seats for Tencent in either company. Tencent allowed to more than double its stake in Ubisoft to 9.99%. Can't sell its stock for 5 years, also giving Guillemot brothers a loan to refinance its debt. Tencent to bring several Ubisoft AAA games to mobile and Ubisoft PC games to China. The Guillemot brothers' stake of Ubisoft can now reach 29.9% combined with Tencent's agreed to ceiling. The combined entities could own the bulk of Ubisoft stock, with the board still dominated by the Guillemot family and Tencent, best I can tell without any veto power. So I mean, there you have it, another big investment here by Tencent. This is actually the second big investment that they've done in terms of increasing their shares within a company. You have Ubisoft here owning pretty much half of the Guillemot brothers company, which is the largest stake within Ubisoft. But then just last week, they increased their shares in From Software alongside Sony. So they're making big moves. People love to always talk about Microsoft with the Activision Blizzard stuff, but Tencent is doing a lot of stuff on the side here too. We even saw them partnering up with Logitech to create that cloud gaming handheld, which is going to support all of the different cloud-based services out there. So they're a huge player within the gaming industry. It's not just Sony, it's not just Microsoft. It's companies like Tencent, it's companies like Amazon that are going to be the biggest competitors, I think, going forward for Xbox, especially with cloud gaming and expanding that out, and then going and purchasing and acquiring more studios to bolster the current studios that they have in there, the current IPs and games that they are providing. But that's it from you guys. Let me know your thoughts on the September Xbox Game Pass announcement for the first half of the month. Are you excited for the Cyberpunk 2077 expansion? And are you happy they've abandoned the Xbox One and the PS4? And what do you think about Tencent increasing their stake in Ubisoft? If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. If you're new here and you liked what you saw, consider hitting that subscribe button. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.